Hello everybody, welcome back. So it's been a long gap, I know, and the reason was my semester examination was going on, and I didn't mention it probably. I think it's been a week, or I don't know, maybe 10 days since I was absent both in Instagram and on my YouTube channel. All right, so the tasks that I have showed here, 23rd of December, and 4 tasks that you're seeing, it's not just a single day task, it's a task which I did in this long gap. Okay, I was not only doing I was not only preparing for my examination, I was also doing more stuff, like I was preparing my quiz application, I was designing it, and I was linking the controllers, and like small things, designing the navigation menu, and designing the login, and all this sorts of stuff. And by the way, the quiz application is almost over. I can say it's over, almost over. Okay, yeah, still I haven't implemented some things like JWT token and all, but anyways, let's get started. So the number one thing that I learned in these days is about BCRYPTJS. Now BCRYPTJS it's a library that hashes any string to securely store in the database. Now what it does, it generates a hash for any string that you provide to it, and there are a couple of options, like you can, let me give you one sample. Like you can see in this file crypt.js, first of all I'm requiring bcryptjs. I've installed it and I'm requiring it, and then I'm hashing it. So I'm giving it a string which has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then I'm hashing it. And here I have provided another parameter which is 8, which means it will hash it 8 times. So you can and this is how I understand this, that if I give it 8, that means it is 8 times secure than it normally would. If I would have given it 10, then it would have been 10 times secure, or if I would have given it 2, it would have been just 2 times secure. So the more number you give, the higher number you give here, the more secure your hash is going to be. But the problem with giving bigger number is that it will take more time, or you can say it will take more resources, like maybe CPU usage, and probably this. So yes, there is a disadvantage to it, but there is also an advantage to it. And then what my next line does is I'm comparing my 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 with the hash that is generated and is stored in this variable, and then I'm just returning, and the result that it will return is a boolean. So it will either return true or it will either return false. So if it matches, then it will return true, which in this case definitely will match, and true will be stored in this variable rect, and I'm consoling it and it will show true. So the thing is, bcrypt.js is an awesome library, and you can use it to basically store hash things in your database, so that if anyone gets access to your database, still your data is going to be secure. And typically people does that when they store someone's password, because password, if we store them without like crypting it, without generating a hash, if we store the original password of the user, then if someone gets access to the database, then he can just steal everyone's password, and we can't do anything about that. So bcrypt.js comes to the rescue. All right, and then the next thing is I started React.js. I also should mention again, because if you remember, I started it quite before, like, you know, I don't know, like a month ago, and then I left it in the middle, and then I started again, and then I left it, and then I'm starting it again now. So the thing is, yes, I know something about React.js, but the thing is, I don't know a lot of things about React.js. So I cannot, and I'm not qualified enough to build any application with React.js, no matter if it is a big or small application. But I'm starting again. So today I learned some basics, and this is today, and today I learned some basics once again, but this time I learned new stuff, like how React.js is different than AngularJS or any other MVC, model view controller frameworks, model view controller frameworks, and how it is different than the you know, so many frameworks out there like AngularJS, Ember.js, Backbone.js, and a whole lot of stuff. So the thing is, the React.js eliminates the concept of digest cycle that is there in AngularJS. Now AngularJS has a concept of digest cycle, so there's a loop that that goes on continuously as long as your program runs, and it continuously checks that if there is a change in the view, if there is a change in the model, if there is a change in the controller, and all this sorts of stuff, and accordingly it changes the DOM, and that is how everything gets reflected. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but basically this is what the digest loop does. It keeps on checking, so that is what we call dirty check. I think I've read it somewhere. It keeps on checking if whatever view you have has changed or not. And the flaw with this concept is, the flaw with this architecture is it takes resources, right? It is not lightweight, it is not fast, although it makes your application fast, but it itself seems a little like, I don't know, like constantly checking something if something has changed. Seems pretty like resource conserving thing. I don't know, it's not conserving, sorry for my bad English, it's resource utilizing thing, yeah. But React.js just deleted this architecture. So because React.js does nothing like that, what it has is a render function. So whenever there is a change in the view, it calls the render function, and the render function runs. So whenever there is a change, then and then only the render function will run. If there is no change, it will not run. So the digest loop thing, it's gone, which is a very good thing, and no wonder React will be more fast than Angular, and also very much lightweight. And also React uses the concept of virtual DOM, and it also divides a web page into different components, like let's give the header a different component, let's give the sidebar a different component, because that should be independent. Let's give the I don't know, like the main area a different component, let's give the footer a different component. So React just divides the page into different components instead of like keeping all the models, all the views like that we store in AngularJS. And also the third thing is, I made a few tests for different categories in the quiz, in my quiz application. By made a few tests, I mean I generated a few tests. So yes, I have made an API, and when we hit that API, then that API runs a controller which in turn generates the tests, and that tests 15 questions, mixture of different level questions. And then I also learned how to deploy Node.js apps in HEROKU, and all this I've done not today, all this I've done earlier when I was in this long gap session. I learned how to deploy Node.js app in HEROKU, and it is so damn easy. It is so damn easy, like, I don't know, like 8 to 10 steps and you're done. Your app is live in HEROKU. Wow. And it's really awesome. So now since I know how to deploy a Node.js application in Heroku, so deploying is not going to be an issue. All I just need is dedication, is I need the final product. So I need to do some bit of tweaking and maybe some, I don't know, probably I have to minify some of my JavaScript code, some of my file to, and then I'll have to make it available for production use, and then I'm going to deploy it on Heroku. Anyway, so that's it for today. Meet you tomorrow, because vacation is gone, exams are gone. Now web development is on the way. I don't know, I shouldn't have said that. Okay.